Hi. So today I'm going to show you a little tool that I like to use. It's called Hot Potatoes. It's easily downloadable on their website. If you just Google Hot Potatoes, you're going to get straight to it. So once you open that up, it's a collection of mini programs that allows you to create various types of activities. It's pretty intuitive. I encourage you to play around with it. I'm just going to show you one of the tools that I myself love to use. It's called JMix. So this allows me to create my favorite type of activity. I love giving my students several quotes on the topic of my speaking club, and then I'll break up these quotes into fragments and ask them to piece them together. So if we open up JMix, this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to open up a file that I'd already created. Let's say one about education. So all you have to do is post your sentences here, enter the main sentence that you want to mix up here. So my first one is: education is what remains after one has forgotten all he has learned in school. So in order to mix up the words in the sentence, I'm going to decide how I want to break up the sentence. I find that breaking it up word by word is too difficult, so I usually just give them 2 or 3 words at a time. So, and to break the sentence into fragments, I'm going to mouse over and click on whatever gap I want the fragment to end on, hit enter to move the rest to the next line. So I'm going to do that for this sentence. I've done the same with the other. So every line is one fragment. I have the name of my activity at the top here. That's pretty much all I need to do. One final thing is when I go to options, I'm going to click configure output. And this is where I see the instructions. You can change this if you like. I just keep the initial settings on. It doesn't bother me. The other thing that I'm going to do is click on appearance. You can change the font. I've not tried changing this because I don't really mind this font. And I type in large here. You can also do, I think, small or medium, depending on the font size that you want, but I find that the bigger, the better. There's been some research demonstrating that it's not actually the font that matters, but the size of the font. So as long as your text is big enough, they're going to be able to read it. And it gives you a little preview of what it's going to look like. You see the colors here. These can all be changed. So it's a bit old school, but it's enjoyable for some people. So you can go ahead and play around with the colors. I know they're not the most attractive in the world at the moment. Exercise background color. Let's see if I try and find something more attractive. There we go. Something of the sort. And once you've played around with that and you've decided which colors you want to go with, you can click OK. And my suggestion is clicking on this, export this exercise to create a drag and drop web page, or you can just click Control F6. It'll ask you where you want to save this. I'll say education quotes. And voila, this is what it's going to look like in the end. Students can then just drag and drop the sentences onto the lines. Now that's the only bit where it's a bit glitchy. Sometimes they jump from line to line because it's not perfect, but it's free. It does what I want it to do. So I hope this is useful, and if you can use this with your classroom, great. Enjoy.